Hello everyone, my name is Oh Bong Yang, who work as a professor in School of Chemical Engineering and chairman of Grade School of Integrated Energy AI in Jeonbuk National University in Korea. I would like to talk about status and prospect of new and renewable energy focus in solar energy. As I mentioned I'm the researchers and professors for the AI-based energy studies. I got a PhD and master in KAIST in Korea and postdoc in University of California, Davis in USA. As you know, there are many environmental and energy problems in the world. In this slide is the crisis of resource exhaustion. In case of petroleum, it remain 45 years and gas is 64 years and coals 112 years remained. And then growth of world energy consumption by 46.7% until the 2035. And growth of greenhouse also 46% until the 2035. In this slide, you can see the melt of the ice in Greenland. In 1992, there are red colors areas is a melted area, but after 10 years, melted areas, the red color is significantly increased because of the global warming, which come from the greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide. So we should be reducing the carbon dioxide global warming gases by substitution of the petroleum and coal and the gases to the new and renewable energies. In this slide, it shows the renewable energy resources. As you can see, the small cubes, the bottom cubes is world energy consumption in 2002, 10 to 13 kilowatt hours. But in large, the cubes is solar radiation, which is 10,000 times than the world energy consumption. And this purple color is wind energy is 30 times the larger than the world energy consumption, and the blue color is wave and ocean energies, which is 60 times bigger than world energy consumption. So the renewable energy resources are abundant to supply world energy consumption. This slide shows in the 22nd centuries, more than 6% is coming from the solar power, like yellow color. And then the wind and bio also, including this new and renewable, is over than 80% in 22nd century. So we should focusing on the new and renewable energy resources. This slide shows the world energy market trends. So far in 2018 years, 320 gigawatt installation of an energy power plant. Half of them are PV and wind. As you can see, the left-hand side is the slide is coal, gas, nuclear, hydro, wind, and PV. So in the 2018 years, purple color is drastically increasing in case of the new and renewable energy, especially wind and PV. And then right-hand side, this figure shows the total power plant capacities is still coal and gas, and then hydro is the power generation resources. This slide shows the renewable energy 100% renewable energy is covered by the company's electricity, so far RE100. As you can see, there are Google and the GM and Pearson, every global leading companies announced the renewable energy 100% in the futures. In Korea also, leading company SK Group also announced to RE 100% until in very soon. And this slide shows the price comparison of new and renewable energies. You can see that the ranges from the 0.05 US dollars per kilowatt to the 0.17 US dollars per kilowatt. This is the fossil fuel cost ranges. It's the bottom. The cheapest one is from the coal and natural gas. You can see the geothermal and hydro is very close to the lowest price compared with the fossil fuel, and then solar PV also middle of the fossil fuel cost ranges. And then offshore is expensive, but onshore is very near to the lowest price of the fossil fuel. So far, until the 2017, the new and renewable energy price is very close with the fossil fuel price, the power cost price. So not expensive anymore. So that's why the installation of the new and renewable energy in this slide is, in the 2017 years, new PV, the yellow color is PV, photovoltaic, which is a solar, the radiation to make electricity, is a PV, is 98 gigawatt installed, and then this blue color is wind is 56 gigawatts installed. So most of this kind of the new and renewable is invested in the main power company. Why solar energy should be invested and then substitution the fossil fuel? Because of the low carbon emissions. In this slide shows the coal, oil is a very 900 and then 850 gram per kilowatt hours. But as you can see, photovoltaic is 37 gram per kilowatt hours, which is less than 30 times compared with the coal and oil. That's why this kind of the photovoltaic and biomass and then this kind of new and renewable energies should be invested to reducing the global warming carbon dioxide gases, to maintaining our sustainable world. This slide shows the solar cell structures, which is a PN junction, like a semiconducting the material is a solar cell, which is when the irradiation of the sunlight and then making the electron to make a current. There is a very simple concept to make electricity under the sunlight. This is a solar cell, and then this connected by the direct connected or parallel connection to make a module. And then this shows the various application of the solar cell, the ship and the space shuttle, and then under the parking lot, and then this flexible solar cell can produce and apply in various purpose. This is the Jeonbuk province, which is located in our province. It's Gochang Solar Park. It's a 15 megawatt solar power generation system is installed in our province. And then this slide shows the German Air Force bases to the solar power plant, which is a 40 megawatt system. There is maybe this is a small football field. So there's very nice power generation, photovoltaic power generation system, which cover all the neighborhood the house. And this is you can see the world PV market trend is until the 2000. From the 2000 to 2010 is the beginning step of the solar cell, and then until the last years, under 18 years, first generation PV, and until the 25 years, the third generation, and after that, the third generation photovoltaic period to drastically or significantly installation in the world. As you can see, the first initial step is the increasing rate is not significant, but first generation, the period is the installation is significantly increased, and the second generation also with drastically increasing the power installation in the world. As you can see, 2020 years, more than 140 gigawatts was installed in the world. That is a significant and then great contribution to reducing the carbon dioxide because of the installation of photovoltaic instead of the other fossil fuel power generation system. And as you can see in this slide, the cost is drastically decreasing as a function of time, and then capacity is significantly increased until the 2020 is more than 140 gigawatts installed. The cost is drastically significantly decreased until the 0.7 US dollars per watt. So cost is reducing and capacity increasing. That is a trend of the photovoltaic system. I'm going to compare the competitiveness of the China and Korea. The two countries is leading the country in the world in the solar energies. There's a value chain. Value chain means from the material to the system. The raw material silicon, and then this is silicon is melt down to make this kind of ingot, and then ingot was to make this kind of silicon vapor, and then cell and module. There is from from material to the module and system is a value chain. So I'd like to compare the China and Korea's competitiveness of the old value chain, because two countries is leading this kind of photovoltaic industry. As you can see, this value chain in fourth quarter in 2018, Korean market side is polysilicon is there is a material is 15% is a Korean company producing, and then Chinese company, including Taiwan, the production is 64%, and then ingot and wafers producing more than 90% from the China, and then cell also the 85% China, and then 7% Korea, and then module also 80% is China and around 10% Korea. This is the total two companies capacity is more than 90%. Though the other countries like American, Canada, and German, Japan is less than 10%. So two big country and then companies leading this kind of photovoltaic industry. You can see that this value chain in fourth quarter in 2018 is maybe from the gray color is 2016 year, and then the red color is 2018 years. Chinese capacity is the more than double from during the 2 years. You can see there's China focusing on this kind of photovoltaic industry. And then you can see that the right-hand figure shows the polysilicon mono ingot and multi-ingot, vapor, cell, and modules. Big Ten company, the market share is around the 80%. As you know, the Big Ten company of the PV is one or two companies in Korea, and one or two countries the rest of the world, and the others 6 to 8 companies from the China and Taiwan. So this kind of Big Ten companies is market share is around 80%. That's why this kind of already the chicken came was finished. The first chicken came was finished, and then starting the next the times the chicken came will be the occur very soon. And then China the polysilicon and module producing capacity in 2019, China capacity is 4.8 times in polysilicon and 16.8 times in module, higher than that of Korea. So China is the significant number one, and the other is China and Korea and Germany. And then also module producing the industry, also China is leading, and then India and Korea is following. So in this the kind of the slightly shows is the world big two is China and Korea, and the other countries are following. But the other countries, the market share is very little, around less than 10%. This slide shows the ingot producing capacity in 2019. Also China is the number one, and then Korea, and then the other Taiwan, and the Vietnam, the following, but the market share is very low, less than 10%, including all the other countries except China. So China is number one in the ingot producing. And then wafer and PV cell producing capacity in 2019 also, China is the super number one, and then Korea and Taiwan is following the other the market share. And then this is a breakdown of the polysilicon costs. Maybe is a very important material. The starting from this polysilicon. That's why this polysilicon is important sources to make all the cell and module. The more than 48%, around 50% electricity, and then silicon material is 30%, and then labor cost is 7%, and the other utilities cost is around 15%. So this kind of electricity price is most important to get a lower price. That's why China's the leading in this the polysilicon production because of the low price of the electricity. Maybe China is just 50% of the Korea's electricity prices. That is why China's industry is very strong, because of the lower electricity cost. And then PV, the technology trend is maybe the amount of polysilicon per wafer is drastically decreasing in case of the multi and mono, the silicon wafer. And then electricity production from the per wafer, the electricity production is increasing as a function of the year. And then this is left-hand side is a multi-crystalline wafer, and right-hand side is a monocrystalline wafers. And then this slide, this is some PV module efficiency is around the 21% in case of the monocrystalline. This is a single crystalline. Multicrystalline is 19.1% silicon module efficiencies. And then recently the monocrystalline is more than 60%, and then less than 40% is the multicrystalline because of the higher the efficiency. So this kind of the market trend is very important to installation. And then market share by the model type, also recently the yellow color is a P-type mono PERC is more than 50% is this kind of types. This is made by the Korean and Chinese leading company made this kind of the top class more than 21% efficiencies. PERC cell, mono PERC cell is the most market share the products. And then I'm gonna make a conclusion. Korea and China is very close in case of the price competitiveness and technology competitiveness. In case of the value chain, polysilicon, ingot and wafer and cell and module, all the areas compete Korea and China. But as you can see, the technology competitiveness is a little higher in case of the Korea, but price competitiveness China is significantly greater than the Korea. That's why the Chinese companies have many market share because of lower prices. Even though the technology is Korea is a little higher. This domestic market size also. The PV installation in 2019 is China's domestic. The market is greater than any other countries. Korea is very small compared to China. That's why the Chinese companies easy to expanding the market share in this kind of photovoltaic. So this kind of the good condition in the market. That's why the Chinese companies are leading in this kind of photovoltaic industry. We should be significantly increasing our capacity of the technology to compete Chinese lower prices. There is nowadays the Korea's most important task is to overcome the Chinese lower prices. And then finally, many solar industry company is suffer from their earning profit is very low compared with the Chinese company. We should be focusing on this kind of the boosting or encouraging the photovoltaic companies material and cell and module. That is very important to increasing our abilities or expanding our market shares. And then finally, we should compare the export of the PV cell and module in China is left-hand side, and right-hand side is Korea's export of the PV cell and module. You can see the China export to the EU and Japan, Australia, and Mexico. But Korea is mostly the exports our product to the USA and the Netherlands, Japan, Germany is the Western country. But the China export to the India and then the other countries, the export is a little different from the Korea and China. But we should be increasing the market share to the small country like East Asian country like such as Vietnam and some Indonesia and India or something like that. We should focus on that, and China will focusing on the China-related countries. I think I would like to finalize in the 22nd centuries. Maybe most of the electricity producing from the photovoltaic solar energies, more than 70% will be producing this kind of the solar energy photovoltaic system. So you should be studying this kind of solar energy and photovoltaic system to survive in the futures. I wish you good luck in these fields. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please email me obyang@jbnu.ac.kr. Thank you very much again.